Welcome to the Databricks Skill Builder series. We're glad you're here.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina Song. I'm a solutions engineer here at Databricks, and today I'll be giving you a quick overview and a quick demo of Lakeflow Designer. Lakeflow Designer is a pretty new tool. It's in private preview right now. Let's jump straight into it. So, for some context, we found that business analysts have valuable domain knowledge and insight into the questions that can drive an organization's decisions. And typically, business analysts, when they want to move fast, they often create quick solutions using spreadsheets, or when those aren't enough, they turn to legacy no-code tools. And these tools are easy and straightforward, but the pipelines they create live outside the data platform in different environments, and that leads them to live in an environment that's separated from the pipelines data engineers are creating and maintaining. And now, when you hear production data workloads, data engineers are the experts at building that scalable, reliable production pipelines. So these two groups need to work together, but they often live in completely separate environments when it comes to tools they use for work. Data engineers work in the data intelligence platform using products like Lakeflow Declarative Pipelines so they can build robust product pipelines. Business analysts typically work in analytics software. It could be tools like Clickstream, Power BI, Tableau, Alteryx, you name it. There's a lot of different tools out there they could be using for simple, quick visualization and analytics. Every organization needs these two to connect so that they can remove workflow silos. If these two aren't connected, analysts will be building something and then handing it off to a data engineering team that would often need to rebuild a pipeline a second time with a different set of tools. Or some data teams maintain many different systems in production, but that erodes the benefits of having a unified governance in Databricks platform and leads to increased complexity in their process. And if you're working outside the data intelligence platform, AI productivity is also going to be limited by having only a partial understanding of your full data. So this is where Lakeflow Designer comes in. We wanted to bring these gaps together with Lakeflow Designer. Sharing and collaboration is going to be drastically simplified. There will be no hands-off or rewrites needed because everyone can be in Lakeflow. And there's also going to be a built-in path to production where all visual pipelines will run as ordinary Lakeflow pipelines. And I'll be showing you what that looks like in a bit in the demo. And because the Lakeflow Designer is built on the data intelligence platform and it understands your business, AI productivity features within the Databricks platform, like the AI assistant or AI functions, are going to be even more effective. So, say you're trying to interact and transform data with natural language, AI will be able to understand your business a lot better. So, enough with the slides. Let's jump straight into what that looks like in the platform. So this so this is what Lakeflow Designer looks like. It's a bunch of visualizations of the data source, the transformation that's being made, any sort of filtering or aggregations or joins on the data, and also any other data sources that you're referring to. And over here at the bottom, this is a chat pane uh, for you to interact with your data or any sort of transformation with AI and natural language. And so how do you get here? On the left-hand side on the Databricks menu over here, you'll be able to find the SQL editor under the SQL section. If you click in here, this is what you'll see. If you only see queries, that's because you have this toggle. You can just toggle on and off with the visual or the query. And so this is what I meant by being able to just see everything in code as query SQL code versus just visualization. There's no need for you to switch tools between tools, say, an analyst would be using versus a data engineer, and vice versa. So with this Lakeflow Designer, the question we'll try and answer today is which stores consistently carry excess inventory for certain items, and how can these be marked down to improve profitability? So this is going to be a retail type of problem. So what I'll be showing you today is how you can call the data source, how you can translate and classify data using Databricks Assistant, asking it with natural language questions, how you can specify pipeline transformations using different sort of filters and aggregations and different functions that we have available in Lakeflow Designer, and how you can deploy this visual pipeline to production using Lakeflow. So let's jump in here to a clean state. Toggle it on, it's going to say welcome to Designer. You come in here, and as you would with any sort of data project, you're going to come in and add a data source. So when you click into add data source, you're given options on what you can choose from. So you can either decide to upload a file or create a table. This is kind of an easy way for you to go through the process of ingesting your data. So I've already created a table that I want to use. So what I'm going to do is search for the table that I want. So over here, Christina demo, retail inventory, and store inventory. So this is going to be the data source that we're working with today. So what's great about Lakeflow Designer is that you can have a quick visualization of the table available for you right here in this one page without you having to, say, like display the table or run the query for select from table. You're able to just visualize it over here in this preview. So what we're working with a bunch of stores with product IDs, product names, their inventory level, their current inventory level, and the inventory threshold, and when this was last updated. So I kind of want to see whether this product is overstocked or not. So I'm going to just ask the AI assistant. Let's pull it back down here. I'm going to ask the AI assistant, can you add a new column that identifies whether the product is overstocked or not? Again, I'm using natural language to interact with the data and to see how it's going to transform the data. So it's doing its thinking, and that quick, it just gave me a return, a new table called overstocked flag boolean, and it created a new column, is overstocked in boolean. So yes, true, 1, it's overstocked because inventory level is over the inventory threshold, and false for 0. So super cool. We already have a new table with a new column that I'm looking for. So now I want to work on aggregating this table by store name. So what I can do is, again, interact with this in natural language, but I can also add an operator and find all the different functions that I can use in Lakeflow Designer. So I'm going to click aggregate, and I'm going to give it some clear instructions. So can you aggregate the overstocked flag boolean table by store name? Return 2 new columns. I want count of products that were overstocked and the overstock rate. So it's doing its thinking again. And as you can see on the right, it's helping you visualize the type of aggregation that's being done over here. So it's taking the sum of is overstocked and aggregated by store name and creating a new column, overstock product count, and it's doing an average for overstock rate. and grouping by store name. So it's a great visualization for what the SQL queries are doing. So over here, we have a new aggregated table for store name. So this is amazing. Um, as you can see, this is a great way. I'm not going to go through all the different functions that you can do, but with a quick toggle on and off, you're able to visualize what this query is doing. And so, for example, here as well, the transformation that you've done, if you want to see the SQL behind it, you can see what expression is being used. Oops. You can see what expression is being used, the description of it, and the expression. And of course, GenAI tools aren't perfect, so it can make mistakes or not perform the way you exactly want them to. So you can identify the mistake, come in and edit the expression however you want. And Lakeflow Designer is going to be learning how you're fixing these queries in the backend. And so for future functions that you're trying to create, it's going to learn and iterate super, super quickly. So again, want to emphasize toggling this query on and off is going to make it super easy for you to collaborate with your data engineers. And this is also a great way to toggle the SQL editor in this designer space. So you have the visualization and the query on the right as well. And if you click on these little boxes, you'll be able to identify exactly which section of the query is functioning for, say, like the aggregation or the transformation. It's a great visualization tool. So that's about it for the demo. Before I end this video, I do want to highlight a few limitations. Because this tool is in private preview, it's not nearly an ingestion tool. Right now, Lakeflow Designer is focused on the no-code data preparation and transformation use cases, and we may or may not expand to supporting ingestion pipelines via Lakeflow jobs, but once we do that, Lakeflow Designer will cover the end-to-end ETL use case. And with that limitation being said, I do want to show you how you can put this into a pipeline. So coming back here, the fully built out designer, you can see that there's going to be a schedule button up over here. So if you click into schedule, you can add a schedule that will create a schedule within your job pipeline, or you can come into jobs and pipelines. And when you're adding a task, all you need to do is identify the task as SQL query and identify the query that you're using. And with that, you can just simply implement this into a quick as a job or into your pipeline. So yeah, with that, let us know if you have any questions. If you want to start getting access to this private preview, you can reach out to anyone on the Databricks team, or if you have a dedicated solution architect or an account executive, you can reach out to them to get access to it.